My name is, as mentioned earlier, my name is Mohamed Saleh Jeday During. My presentation will be about a big issue in international relations and how the world leaders see this issue and what are the theory and approach to apply international relations in this issue. So my issue will be about terrorism, and I studied two speeches of two world leaders of the United States, George Washington Bush and Barack Obama. So let's first start about what is terrorism. As you see, terrorism reflects many other wars and many other subjects comes with terrorism, and some of them are consequences of terrorism, like violence, bombs, acts of terror, human rights, anything else can be related with terrorism. First of all, we'll start with these words of George Bush. Some of your former classmates are training with Navy SEAL teams that will storm terrorist safe houses in lightning raids. Others are preparing police, marines, rifle platoons, and the streets that will hand the enemy in the mountains of Afghanistan and the streets of Iraqi cities. Others are training for now aviators who will fly combat missions over the skies of Afghanistan and Iraq and as well, and so on. This speech, few words are taken from the speech of George Bush, 2007, in the Military Academy of the United States. As we see, it is preparing psychologically the soldiers and the academy students and give them a hand and a view of their future in the war on terrorism. What is terrorism? The United States Department of Defense defines terrorism as the calculated use of unlawful violence or threat of unlawful violence to inculcate fear intended to coerce or intimidate government or societies. There are three keywords in the definition of terrorism: violence, fear, immediate. As the FBI used this, terrorism is the produce terror and its victims, is the unlawful use of force and violence against persons or property to intimidate or coerce a government or the civilizations. So, let's go to see the ER approach on the war of terror. Starting with George Bush approach, our strategy in Iraq has three elements: political sides, security sides, and economic sides. For the political sides, he says, on the political sides, we know that free societies are peaceful societies, so we are helping the Iraqis build a free society with exclusive democratic institutions that will protect the interests of all Iraqis. Here he said that he is ensuring the security of building a free country, to make the people and the population build their own country and their own democracy in a free society. The security side, coalition and Iraqi security forces are on the offensive against the enemy, cleaning out areas controlled by the terrorists and Saddamist loyalists, leaving the Iraqi force to hold territorial reconstructions to help Iraqis to build their lives. Here, make the Iraqi people fighting the other who are against the free country and against their regimes. In doing, he says also, he reflected his objective and his aims for this strategy. In doing all this, we have involved the United Nations or other international organizations, our strategic partners and supportive regional states in helping Iraqis with their future. Here, like we are all united by hand to build a good Iraq and free Iraq, everything. In the days ahead, I will be discussing the various pillars of our strategy in Iraq. Today, I want to speak in depth about one aspect of this strategy that will be critical to the victory in Iraq, and that's the training of Iraq's security force. Here, in reply to this strategy, we will give a hand for the Iraqi force to build their, to improve their security and to improve their military force and the security of the country. Going for the Barack Obama perspective, he says, today I'm directing a series of additional corrective steps after multiple agencies. Broadly speakers, they fall into 4 areas. He is speaking about in his speech almost in the same place, but this speech is given in the Military Academy of United States. Here he speaks about the national security of U.S. So he just focuses on the national issues with taking with other international other countries and international organizations. He just will ensure securities in airports and so taken together, those reforms will improve this intelligence community abilities to collect, share, integrate, analyze, and act on intelligence swiftly and effectively. Here, producing some technologies to other countries to improve the war on terror in other countries and to be efficient and intelligent. In short, they will help our intelligence community to do its job even better and protect American lives. Just producing technology for other countries is protecting the U.S. lives and Americans' lives. Here, as we saw together, 2 perspectives and 2 clear approach in the war of terror. Just let us see other perspectives. I don't have like world leader, but I have a debate between 2 students, Muslims and American students in lecture. Just let's see and how they define terrorism and what are the approach of like the causes and the consequences of terrorism in the world.
Innocent civilians. And What did you say? What was that last topic that you said?
We will assume improvise black house.
Across the shop?
What film is that? Is that from My Name is Khan?
No, Corban. It's a good movie too.
Which one?
Corban.
Can you send me the link?
It's like removed from the net, and it's forbidden to all the countries.
When did it come out?
2010. Yeah. Next of our presentation, the next one has the video mentioned that no terrorism in Islam. Those few words are a translation from the Holy Book, the Holy Quran. من قتل نفسا بدون حق كما قتل. If anyone kills a person not for retaliation of murder or and to spread mischief in the land, it would be as against all humankind. And if anyone saves his life, it would be as if he saved the life of all humankind. This from the Holy Quran. And finishing with terrorism has no religion. Thank you. If there are any questions.
Great, wow, excellent presentation. I can see you put a lot of work into this. So, does anyone have any questions? I mean, we can have a discussion about it, but why don't you have them up so I can put some